Dear students, welcome to Army Public School and College PMA Resource Network. Before we start our today's lesson of social studies, please subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon. Today, we'll be studying social studies with the topic the physical features of Pakistan and their importance. The pages are 4 to 8. Page 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now the sequence of the session would be that first we will define the term physical features, the phrase physical features, the terminology is used in social studies, map study, discussion about physical features of each province, first KPK, then Baluchistan, then Punjab and then Sindh. Students should know that whenever we study something or read something, there is always a purpose behind it, right? Now that purpose is called the objective. And to achieve that purpose, to gain that purpose or to achieve that objective, we need to undertake something. Some steps have to be taken, some action have to be taken, and there must be some criteria for it. That criteria makes us successful in achieving those objectives. Regarding this topic, our objectives are to study the picture given in the lesson and link these with the content. As you will see in the coming slides, that we'll be linking the pictures. We'll be able to actually link the pictures with the content. We'll be able to study the map showing different features of the land. We would be able to identify various physical features of the different provinces of Pakistan individually, right? And how would we be successful in achieving these objectives? When we will remember the meanings of the words. So whenever you come across any word in the coming slides, just recall the meanings, right? Then relate the pictures with the content on the corresponding slides. The content and pictures are to be related, and the text is to be recalled while attempting the exercises, the homework, right? So these are the objectives and success criteria, and they are interrelated. Now, this is the map of Pakistan, physical features of Pakistan. But before we could switch on to it, I would like you to read out this thing. You see that there is a vertical line, there is a horizontal line, and there is a meeting point of these two lines. The point where these two lines meet, and this point is called origin. One line goes above that origin and is named N. The other line goes down, named S. One goes rightwards, named E, and one goes leftwards, named W. So NEWS means north, east, west, and south. These are the four directions that are to be found on a map, or they are to be followed when traveling around or moving around, right? Now switch on to this map. You can see these blue lines, inbuilt blue lines. This is horizontal line, again horizontal line, this is horizontal line, and this. Then we come across the vertical lines. There are many vertical lines if you could only focus, and there are meeting points of these lines as well. But remember that where these two lines meet, above that point is north, below south, rightwards east, and leftwards is west. Okay, so in this map you can see Punjab Pass, Hindu Kush Range, Karakoram Range, Himalayas, Pothohar Plateau, Salt Range, Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Sutlej, River Indus, Manchar Lake, Indus Plain, Kirthar Range, Indus Delta, Arabian Sea, Makran Coast, Bolan Pass, Khyber Pass. So we will be studying about these things in the coming slides, right? So just remember again the four directions on map, and in addition to these four, we can see that the area in between these two directions are northeast, southeast, southwest, northwest, right? So these are the four extremes, and the areas in between are northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest, right? If you don't get anything, just pause for a moment, rewind the video, and listen to it again, right? Okay, the very first thing is about terminologies are the words used in social studies with their meanings. First word is barren. What is meant by the word barren? It is about land, right? A land that is too poor to produce much or any vegetation. A land where vegetation cannot be possible, where cultivation is not possible. That is a barren land. Plateau, an area of fairly level high ground, right? It is an area which is having high ground. Coast, the part of the land adjoining or near the sea. That part of the land that is situated or located near the sea is called coast. What is a plain? It is a large area of flat land with few trees. It is a flat land, right? But a few trees are having included in that plain. Tributary, a river or stream flowing into a large river or lake. Now, you see, there is, for example, there is an ocean or sea. Now, how is an ocean or sea made? It is made up of so many, it is the combination, or it is the uh, body of the water that is coming from small rivers. Similarly, tributary is a river, a small river or a stream that flows into or that falls into a large river or lake. Then it's delta, a triangular tract of sediment deposited at the mouth of a river, typically where it diverges into several outlets. Now, what is delta? It is, first thing about it is that it is triangle, right? Triangle tract or triangle part of a triangle shape or sediment. Now, what is sediment? It is that matter that is carried out by water or wind and means that is not fixed, right? And is deposited on the surface of the land and may in time become consolidated in rock. So once it is carried by water and wind, then it becomes a consolidated, a hard rock, right? So the triangular tract of sediment that is deposited or that is you see added at the mouth of a river. Then you will be coming across the phrase sand dunes. Dunes are large masses of wind blown sand. Whenever there is wind, the sand is blown away. Now when the sand is blown away in large masses, that is called dunes. I hope everything is clear to you. Okay, students. So the very first province that we are going to study about is Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Physical features of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Gilgit-Baltistan collectively, right? Before we could move on, I would like you to open your book on page number 4, where you can see at the bottom the description of the physical features of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Gilgit-Baltistan have been given. Okay, let us start. It says that Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Gilgit-Baltistan are mostly mountainous. So these two provinces are mountainous, means they are having a lot of mountains, and they contain the famous mountain ranges, the Karakoram, the Hindu Kush, and the Himalayas. These three mountain ranges are situated or can be located in Gilgit-Baltistan and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, right? After them, we would be moving on to passes. You know what is pass? Pass means to get through, right? So this pass means a passage, right? So the important passes in this region are the Punjab Pass that links Pakistan and China. And another information about it is that Punjab Pass is, you see, situated in Gilgit-Baltistan. And once you are moving towards Punjab Pass, you are in the territory of Pakistan. As soon as you go beyond this pass, you enter into another country, a neighboring country, China. Then there is another, the Khyber Pass. This is in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and it links South Asia to the Central Asia. Then there is an interesting thing about Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, that it has highest share of the total forest area of Pakistan, that is 57%. What does it mean? That if we take 100% of the area of Pakistan, that means the total area of Pakistan, out of that 100%, 57%, a huge number, a huge amount. So 57% of the area is forest area is occupied by KPK, which means that out of 100% of the forests in Pakistan, 57% forests are to be found in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Then we would move on to the rivers that flow through this province, and they are River Indus, River Swat, River Panchkor, Konar, Kurram, Gomal, and Tochi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So there are 7 rivers that flow through this province. So this province has diversity, right, in its physical features. The very first thing about it, let us recount: mountainous, it has passes, it shares 57% of the total area, forest area of Pakistan, and there are 7 rivers that flow through this province. Yes, now this is the physical features of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa in pictures. Okay, so the first physical feature that we had read was that it is mountainous. So you can see the high peaks, Himalayas, Hindu Kush. So these are the mountain ranges that are to be found in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Then we talked about the passes. So just look at these 2 passes, how beautiful they are. Okay, this is Khunjrab Pass. I had just told you that this pass connects Pakistan and China. So this point, if you are standing at this particular point, you are in the territory of Pakistan. But as you go beyond this, as you enter this particular point and go beyond, it means that you have now stepped in the territory of China. Then you have got Khyber Pass. It connects Central Asia and South Asia, right? Okay, then we had talked about the forest, that it shares, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa shares 57% of the total forest area of Pakistan. So this is a view of Sharan forest, and this is one of the views of the forest of Swat, right? So whenever you're looking at the picture, just recall what we have just studied or read, right? So that you can get an idea. You can, what one of the objectives was to connect the pictures to the text. So in this way, you will be able to connect the picture to the text. Then we had talked about the rivers flowing through the province. We had talked about Indus, Kunhar. So this is Indus that is flowing through Chalas, and this is the Kunhar river. So Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is diverse in its features, and so is Gilgit-Baltistan. Right. Now, so students, next in the list is Baluchistan. But let me add an information about the word Baluchistan. As you see here, the word Baluchistan is spelled as Balochistan. But the other way, it is also spelled as Baluchistan and is pronounced as both Balochistan and Baluchistan. Both the pronunciations are acceptable. Okay, now the first physical feature about Baluchistan is that it is the largest province of Pakistan, right? And how is it largest? That it occupies 47% of the total area of Pakistan. That means that if we take 100% of the area, Baluchistan occupies 47 out of that 100%, right? Now the other physical features are that the land of Baluchistan is dry and mostly mountainous. So means that there are a lot of mountains to be found here. It has got plateaus that are barren. It has got deserts that are dry, and there are coastlines that are long. Now we talked about Baluchistan being mountainous. So the mountain ranges to be found here are the Suleiman Range and the Kirthar Range. I'm repeating, the Suleiman Range and the Kirthar Range. And the highest peak to be found is Takhte Suleiman. Takhte Suleiman is the highest peak that is found in the mountain range of the Suleiman Range, and it is 11,437 feet high, and in meters it is 3,497 meters high, right? Then we talked about plateaus. Now, Baluchistan plateau is the largest in Pakistan. It is the largest plateau in Pakistan. And before we could move on, just recall the meaning of plateau, that is highland, high grounds. Then we talk about passes. So, Bolan Pass is the one of the most beautiful passes to be found in Pakistan, and it links Iran and Pakistan. Right? Then plain, again a flat land. It is Kachi plain that is to be found in Baluchistan. We have got coastal area, means the area that is to be found near the sea. So the coastal area in Baluchistan is Makran coast, and it is 500 kilometers long. Then we will be talking about streams and rivers to be found in Baluchistan. They are Hab, Purali, Hingol, and Dasht. So this was an information about the physical features of Baluchistan. I hope you have enjoyed it. Baluchistan is one of the most beautiful provinces of Pakistan. It is not that much explored, but if you see in the coming slides, you will be seeing the pictures, and you will see that how beautiful this province is. Right? So I really like this province. I hope you do it as well. Now, Balochistan in pictures, right? Okay, so we had talked about the plateau that is found in Balochistan, and we had just read that it is the largest plateau, right? So, this plateau is called Balochistan Plateau, and you can see how beautiful it is. Then, Makran Coast, 500 kilometers long, the largest one, the longest one, that is this. Then I had told you that Bolan Pass is one of the most beautiful passes. So you can see here, it is again a beautiful thing. Then recall the mountain ranges, and we had just talked about Takhte Suleiman as the highest peak. So you can see the Takhte Suleiman right here. I hope you have enjoyed the physical features of Balochistan. Well, I really have enjoyed them. Okay, next in the list is Punjab. You can see on page number 7 of your textbook. It says that in Punjab lies the Potohar Plateau. Again, plateau is the highland, right? High grounds, highland. So Potohar Plateau is to be found in Punjab. Then it says that to the south of the plateau lies the Salt Range, beyond which begins the Indus Plain. So Salt Range is again one of the most beautiful sights to behold, to see and to watch. And I will be showing the picture of that Salt Range, and it is really a beautiful thing, right? So Salt Range is also there in Punjab. Salt Range, it is that part of the land where the salt mountains, or the mountains of salt, are to be found, right? So the salt ranges are found at to the south of plateau. Then the river Indus, originating from the Himalayas, flows through the Indus plain, making this flat land very fertile. So the river Indus from Himalayas. So it originates, or it comes from Himalayas, and it flows through Indus plain. And what does it do? That it makes the land of Punjab fertile, right? Then tributaries. Again, recall the meaning of the word tributary. These are the small rivers or streams that fall in a bigger water body, right? So the tributaries of river Indus are Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, and Sutlej. Okay, now I am reminded of one more thing I want to add, that is, just focus on the word Punjab. Punch, Ab, two words, right? So Punch means five, Ab means river. Punjab is that part or that province of Pakistan where five main rivers flow. So five rivers include River Indus, Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, and Sutlej. So these five rivers give this province the name Punjab. Panj, five, Ab, river. That is an interesting information, no? Okay, in the southeastern part of the province, there is a dry, sandy desert known as Cholistan Desert. Again, you would come across the desert that is called Cholistan Desert. Now, what are the characteristics or features of this desert? That it is dry and sandy, and it is towards the southeastern part. I have told you what is southeastern, the place, the part that lies between south and east part of the land. Okay, then it says that the area of the Indus plain through which the river Indus flows is called the Lower Indus plain. So the area in Punjab where river Indus flows, that area is called the lower Indus plain. That was all about Punjab. Yes, now this is the picture story of Punjab. We had talked about Plateau, so this is Potohar Plateau. Just focus on the highlands. Then we had talked about the beautiful salt range. So this is salt range. Just look at it, how beautiful it is. And the desert, of course, very beautiful. It gives such a beautiful scene to behold. So this is Cholistan desert. This is Punjab in pictures. Okay, last to the list is Sindh. Again on page number 7 of your textbook. It says that Sindh has Kirthar mountains merged in the low hill ranges of the Kohistan area. So the very first thing, again, mountains are to be found in Sindh, and those mountains are called Kirthar mountains. One thing. Second, there are many warm water springs at the base of the mountains of the Kirthar range. So when the Kirthar mountainous range ends at its footing, there can be found warm water springs, the springs where warm water flows, right? Then there are some beautiful lakes in the province, which include Kinchar Lake and Manchar Lake. These are one of the most beautiful lakes to be found around. Okay, then river Indus flows through the province throughout the year, right? Which means that river Indus never stops flowing. It always flows, and when it reaches near the Arabian Sea, it forms the Indus Delta. Delta, I had told you, that triangular shape, right? That afterwards falls into something bigger. So this makes when it this river reaches near Arabian Sea, it forms the delta, which is called Indus Delta, and it is seventh largest delta in the world. This information is to be remembered, right? And then the coastline borders the Arabian Sea and is 200 kilometers long. So the coastline or the area near sea that is found in Sindh is 200 kilometers long, and it borders with the Arabian Sea. Means that there is beyond this line there is Arabian Sea, and it is an area of dense mangrove swamps. On page number 8 of your textbook you can see, sorry, page number 7 of your textbook, you can see the last picture. Now, mangrove swamps means that there is a water body, and when it ends, there is uproot cluster of trees, right? So that was all about Sindh. Now, this is the picture story of Sindh. This is Indus River Delta. Again, remember the seventh largest delta in the world. We have got Third Desert. I might have missed it, and it is again one of the most beautiful deserts. The third desert is located in the eastern part of Sindh, and most of the area is barren. It has sand dunes from 6 to 30 meters high. Sand dunes, I have told you, large masses of sand that are blown by the wind. Then you have Kinchar Lake, that is again a beautiful place to behold. Then there are mangrove swamps. I have just told you there is a water body here, and along this water body there are some uprooted forests, trees. Okay, that was all about the physical features of Pakistan. But I have, as a teacher or as a learner, I have learned a lesson from all this. I hope you might also have learned it. What I have learned is that we must be thankful to the Almighty Allah to have us blessed with the country rich in so many things, and that holds diversity which other countries in the world long for. It means that the Almighty Allah has granted us, has given or blessed us with a country which is sufficient in all the things. It has water bodies, it has mountains, it has forests, it has oceans and seas and rivers, and each and everything. It has beautiful passes, it has beautiful buildings. So each and everything that a country can long for are blessed in Pakistan. So we must be thankful to the Almighty for having us blessed with Pakistan. Pakistan Zindabad. That was all. Right, students. So I hope you have enjoyed a lot from this lecture. Now you have to do your homework. That is the assignment given on the AIS portal according to this very lecture, right? So whenever you feel that you have to stop the video and you have to listen to it yet again, so do that and do your work with proper understanding, right? The assignment for week 3 and 4 are to be done according to this lecture, right? So that's all. Thank you so much.